After 22 years on the radio, we couldn't stay quiet for long.
We're Lori and Julia, still loud.
Pop culture, gossip, books, TV, music,
and probably a little too much laughter.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We are so excited for today's podcast. And guess what, Lori? What are we?
Still loud.
Yes, we are. Thanks for hanging. It's Friday today. Yay, yay, yay.
Friday.
Yay, yay, yay.
The movies.
What movies
that are opening.
We aren't even going to say hi. We aren't even going to chat. We're just getting to the stuff.
We're just getting right into it.
Okay, because remember, first of all, when we ended our last podcast, can I just hit what we were talking about? Tennis, Andre Agassi documentary on Apple Plus. You were talking about that, and you were like, "We'll never get back to that." And I wrote it down, and yes, we will. So, I just want to say, as far as biographies, sports biographies, Open by Andre Agassi, we all read it, and it was just a great book, wasn't it?
It was an unbelievable book. It was such a great book. I mean, we just love that book. And the same ghostwriter who helped Andre Agassi also worked with Prince Harry on Spare, another incredible book.
He needed to edit better. It got a little long in the middle. I know it.
Gotta do it.
And then so what's going on right now is the Australian Open. And it's you start watching it, it starts airing here at like 7:30 and matches are at like 4:30 a.m. here. So if you can tape it, you can tape it. But it all kind of started out, Serena Williams years ago started doing wonderful things and coming out in shiny leather, upgrades to a tennis outfit that she would strip off, when she started to play. So fashion interceding with tennis, which used to be pretty basic. And Serena was a part of that. And some other person, I don't know, but Naomi Osaka, she's already out. She had a hip injury or an abdominal injury. But Naomi Osaka came out. Did you see that picture I sent you?
Unbelievable. It was so fantastic.
She looked like she was carrying a parasol. She had a hat from like a 1920s from Easter parade that Judy Garland would have worn. She had a big butterfly on it, and then she had a cute dress that she was wearing, and then like white flowy pants. It was unbelievable.
Stunning.
And she always is a little kind of off in her press stuff, famously years ago, not famously, but really spoke up for players' rights, not wanting to have all these press conferences because she just doesn't want to talk about how, I suck today. Big deal. Coco Gauff had one of those earlier in the week because she got creamed in under an hour. And I suck today. But it was really kind of fun, and everybody was kind of excited about it. And so I hope we see more of that because it just added a new edge. Because Sinner, one of the top players, his color of choice this first, major slam of the season is mustard and diarrhea greens. I mean, it's just horrid, and he has red hair. So I just hope someone talks to him about fashion.
Yeah.
All right. I just had to say, but Andre Agassi, whatever he does is good. He still coaches people. He plays a lot of pickleball. He's on the circuit, Lori.
Did you watch the Christmas pickleball movie on Hallmark?
I haven't watched. I taped it, but I never saw all of it. Did someone you know?
No, but I just thought you'd like it because pickleball was the central tenet behind the rom-com.
I didn't.
All right.
I taped it, Lori, but I only taped half of it. I did something wrong.
If you're going to venture out and go to the movie theater, because we do want people to support their local movie theaters, we've got 2 movies opening. Our girl, Rachel McAdams, who we have not seen on the big screen in a long time, she's in a movie directed by Sam Raimi. It opens, Friday, January 30th. It's called Send Help. A plane crashes and a woman, played by Rachel McAdams, and her jerk of a boss, played by Dylan O'Brien.
Who's that? Do we know that?
Zach's brother, who's just on Dancing with the Stars, I think. Or no, Dylan O'Brien is another guy. I'm getting them mixed up, not Efron.
Okay.
You'll recognize them when you see them. They are the only survivors now stranded on a deserted island. Now, we will skip over the part about Anne Heche and Harrison Ford doing this in 1998, 6 days, 7 nights.
Yep.
But this one, based on the trailer, looks way more ominous. And of course, Sam Raimi, great director, he did the Spider-Man that everyone was so crazy about. And so that movie is opening. So if you want a thriller, Send Help. A plane crash movie is happening. And the other movie,
here's a description of that Send Help. Gnarly, gross, and delightfully unconventional. People have been waiting for it.
People have been waiting it, and January is no longer a time when the movies that they think are going to suck get released.
Okay. This sounds like you'd like it, Lori.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think it's kind of a role reversal because the two survivors, the guy was the boss and she was the assistant, I think. And I think Rachel McAdams takes over for maybe she's not hurt as much or whatever in the plane crash, and she's the boss now.
Right.
And it looked good in the previews.
Yeah, it does. And he's actually the Dylan O'Brien. He was in my show that I loved, Teen Wolf.
Oh, you're right. This movie, Lori, has 93% score on Rotten Tomatoes, and they're calling it a horror comedy.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. But I think it'll be fun. I actually kind of think this would be fun because the previews I saw looked fun. Kind of dark comedy. We love Rachel McAdams. Of course, she was originally in The Notebook.
That's right. And she just last week got her Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame.
Who is she with?
She's married, I think, to a Canadian filmmaker. And she took a break, I think, and had maybe 2 children.
Yeah.
So she stepped away. So it'll be great to see her on the big screen.
Yes.
The other movie that's opening is it's called Dracula, a love story. Apparently, we cannot get enough Dracula movies. It's directed by Luc Besson, and
good old Luc. Who is he?
He's a French filmmaker, and he did La Femme Nikita. He did a movie called Subway. He did The Professional, The Fifth Element, Dog Man, Messenger, The Story of Joan of Arc. He's 66, and he's done a lot of movies. Some of them in French, some of them English.
Is this in English, Lori?
Yes, it's called Dracula: A Love Story. And he reimagines the vampire story as a tragic romance. The movie opens in Europe late last year with one critic describing it as Dracula meets Pride and Prejudice.
Oh.
Well, it almost certainly does not work on any narrative level. This is from an early review. It remains compulsively watchable throughout thanks to Luc Besson's flair for the preposterous. So if you're a Dracula fan, Dracula Love's Tale is a movie you might want to go check out.
Oh, Lori, you know what that just reminded me of? The book, The Historian.
Oh, that was so good.
And that was like a Dracula meets Vlad the Impaler.
Vlad the Impaler.
That was one, and that has romance in it.
Yes, it does.
Oh, gosh. That book, we read it like early on in our radio days, The Historian. Yeah. I can see the cover. It just reminded me of that.
Very good. Mm-hmm. And I like the log line of Dracula meets Pride and Prejudice right there. I'm kind of sold on it.
No, totally, because I guess, I never saw the movie Frankenstein, which came out on Netflix. It was never in movie theaters, I don't think.
It's very good with Jacob
That's what
Elordi.
Jeff said. And Jeff's like, it's a love story. And I'm like, really? And
so good.
I haven't read it yet, and I kind of got scared, but that's what I heard. Like, it's so good.
It's so good. And Jacob Elordi, nominated for Best Supporting Actor because he plays the monster and not in any way recognizable, but plays it with, he's brilliant in it. And now because of his nomination for supporting actor in Frankenstein. And of course, February 14th, Wuthering Heights, directed by Emerald Fennell, starring Margot Robbie and Jacob, are in it. And I guess the chemistry and the heat score is just out of sight. But now Jacob Elordi is leading the pack across the pond for being the new Bond.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He's too skinny for me. I don't like his jawline. If I'm just being completely honest, he'd be dashing. He'd be super tall. So you'd have to have taller actresses or doing a lot of, sitting on phone books acting.
And he is Australian.
I don't know
so
that
he can.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't
he's
know.
He's not old enough for me.
Well, he's 30 and they kind of don't want to go with someone 40 because they have plans for this franchise. So anyway, that's the rumor. Margot Robbie was on Kimmel earlier this week wearing the most gorgeous lace dress. And I just remember her fashion for the Barbie movie. She's got the same stylist. So I really am excited to see all the press that she's going to do. But in everything she talks about, we're just like, because she's tall and Jacob Elordi is 6'4", and apparently this is a different take on Wuthering Heights.
Tell me what it is about Wuthering Heights, because we
don't know. I mean,
I don't even remember the book. Did you ever read that book?
Yes, I did, but so long ago, Julia.
It was published in 1847.
Well, yeah. I read it in college, but the teaser looks very good. The budget was $80 million, so it's gotten a good budget for it, and it's loosely inspired by Wuthering Heights. Margot Robbie, of course, plays Catherine, and Jacob Elordi is Heathcliff. And it's February 13th that the movie comes out, and they've been keeping it very close to the vest about how she's interpreting the novel. But Margot Robbie has said in several interviews about he's so tall, he picks her up. I mean, she just is really raving about the heat score between them.
And she's such a good actress, my goodness. So Wuthering Heights follows the intertwined fates of the Earnshaws and Linton families. I don't know if it's going to be set in 1801, with Mr. Lockwood, a newcomer to their area, who rents from Heathcliff. And I think there's a affair, or there's chemistry between the wife and the neighbor or something.
Oh, there's
isn't
lots
it
of
isn't it a lot about sex? It's about
yes.
That's that's
what wanting.
Yeah, it's a lot about sex.
Longing. Sex. Yes.
I never read that book, but I feel like there was a movie with Clifford Howard, and I know that isn't even his name. I'm just but done in the 50s with people rolling around in the sand. Or maybe I'm thinking Wuthering Heights.
You're not thinking of Wuthering Heights. From Her to Eternity is the rolling around in the sand movie that you're thinking of. But that was made in the 50s. But there have been dozens of screen adaptation, including movies, TV, miniseries, musicals. The most significant movies were 1939, 1992, and 2011.
So here's the synopsis of this new movie that's coming out. Wuthering Heights. Tragedy strikes when Heathcliff falls in love with Catherine, a woman from a wealthy family in the 18th century.
She's reinterpreting it. So we don't know how faithful she will be to it. Laurence Olivier and Merle Oberon were in the 39 version. And there was one in 2011 that went absolutely nowhere. And there have been many takes on television doing series of it. So
I believe it. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. So that's happening. The other thing I just wanted to get your hot take on, if we have time before we thank one of our wonderful sponsors.
We have a second. Let's do it. Should we thank a sponsor and come back?
Yes.
Let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to be a mother of a groom next summer. And so
They're the groom.
I know it. And I feel like I've lost my window for some things, but Minneapolis plastic surgery is, I went in for a consultation for a facelift, and I went in a consultation for my arms. And should have probably done it all last year, but didn't. And now I'm, a little too late. But the recovery
You're not.
I know I'm not. I know I'm not. But Dr. Jarvis, his sensibilities and beautiful artistry we've seen on you. We've seen on like a dear family, another family member. We've seen on ourselves from years ago. We've gone. He just does a great job. So if you are wanting to highlight or improve something on yourself that you feel like bugs you, please set up a complimentary consultation with Dr. Jarvis at Minneapolis Plastic Surgery. It costs no money to ask questions, right, Laura? And he just has
absolutely right.
And he will just tell you. And these guys know what they're doing. They have the surgical center right on site, so it makes it really convenient and easy. And we just can't say enough about Minneapolis Plastic Surgery, and hope when you go visit them, you tell them Lori and Julia sent you. Right?
That's right. Absolutely.
All right. Now tell everybody, Lorene, about our other great sponsor, Borton Overseas.
Borton Overseas, an absolute travel expert, tour operator for over 100 years, specializing in Scandinavia, Asia, Antarctica, Africa. We're doing a spectacular Scandinavia trip May 4th to 11th, going to Stockholm, Copenhagen, and Oslo, and doing amazing sightseeing, staying at great hotels in the best locations, and taking trains and a beautiful cruise ship and having amazing tour guides. And we do have a couple spots left. I don't know if it's 4 spots, but solo travelers are welcome. And we always have solo travelers, and you'll make friends for life. And we will be taken so well care of by Borton Overseas. I'm on a countdown for that one, Laura. I just can't wait. And they go to other, Lori talked about all the great destinations, but it's customized itineraries. Let them do all the work for you. They know what you should do if you've never been to a place before. They can set it all up for you. You can also join other small group travel trips that they're having. Visit BortonOverseas.com for more information. All right, what do you want my hot take on, Sister Sledge? All right, I want your hot take on, I saw that earlier this week. Netflix released first look images from the set, which is currently being filmed in LA, of a TV series called The Fifth Wheel. And it's a female-driven comedy directed by Eva Longoria. And she did that Flamin' Hot Cheetos movie, which is great. And she also did that one with the cleaning person, the housekeeper or something. She also did another show. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And in this female-driven comedy, Nikki Glazer, Brenda Song, who we know from The Hustler, I don't know if she's married, but she's with Macaulay Culkin. They have a child together, and it's written by Paula Pell, and the movie starts. So it's a movie, not a series. Excuse me. Is set to follow a group of high school best friends as they attempt to reconnect during a weekend haunt to Vegas. But a hot outsider, the named fifth wheeler, will be played by Kim Kardashian, and she crashes their weekend, and they're forced to face their messy lives, bad decisions, and unraveling friendship. And Fortune Feinmeister is in it, Jack Whitehall. Okay, first of all, Fortune she's so bloody funny. Very funny. And she's one of the friends. Oh, gosh, she's so funny. And so Kim Kardashian, gosh, she's getting some work. She wants to pursue this. Yes, she does. And the comedy is Netflix is doing a whole bunch of Los Angeles area productions. They're doing a Ben Affleck directed Animals, the second season of Beef. Ryan Murphy's season 4 of his Monster series, Mindy Kaling's Running Point, and of course, Nobody Wants This is also filmed in LA. And so we don't have a release date or anything like this, but it sounds funny, and the people that are involved in it are really good. And I think well, Kim was absolutely hysterical on SNL. So I think comedy might suit her vapid acting delivery better than it did like on All's Fair, her legal drama where she was front and center.
I could never watch more than 2 of that.
I know, I watched 3. But Paula Pell is very funny, and so it's called The Fifth Wheel. So it's got a good group of people in it, and I'm kind of excited about it.
And Nikki Glaser.
And Nikki Glaser, like you said, Fortune.
Oh, she's so funny. That Arnold Schwarzenegger Fabuza or whatever his show was, Fabu, where he's Fubar. She's in it. Mm-hmm. She's so funny. I like her a lot. Okay, so that one, and then you had one other thing you wanted to get my take on.
Oh, well, the Beckhams.
Oh, okay.
The Beckhams, the family divided. The rift with their son Brooklyn turned into a public war last week when Brooklyn did his 6-page story about how his mom pulled his wife's gown in the 11th hour. A special dance was hijacked by Victoria, she danced inappropriately. And how did things get so bad? And, how it got so bad is that the parents basically told badmouth the woman he was in love with and was going to marry, and he felt like he's always been controlled by his parents. And of course, Victoria and David are being quite quiet. The other 2 boys did a TikTok from Paris this week and were mouthing words to basically, it was a diss thing to their brother, Brooklyn. And so we're not going to see any kinds of making peace until I think Brooklyn and Nicola have a baby, because there isn't a go-go, a glamour, a woman alive who wants to miss her grandchildren. And her other kids no one's married, and they're all still kind of young.
Yep.
And so anyway,
I guess
Mark Anthony got dragged in it because he's the one who introduced the most beautiful woman in the world for the first dance with Brooklyn, and he said the
Brooklyn's
mom.
wedding to Nicola, and it was the very first dance of the wedding was Brooklyn's mom. You know, there was a lot of memes, hysterical memes actually, that came out about it, and a lot of different conversations that came out about it, both pros and cons about Dear Diary out loud and airing family business. And the one that I found was interesting was from one of her former Spice Girl, girls. I think it was Jerry Howell. And, she was asked about that, and she said, I chose to raise my children in private.
Whoa.
But the Spice Girls just reunited like last night or 2 days ago. So she didn't.
Julia, that's kind of a slam.
I thought so. So I think it was Jerry Howell or Mel C. One of them said it. And I thought that's kind of a slam, because the whole thing with Brooklyn Beckham is my parents are posers. They raised us in front of, cameras for social media and that sort of thing, on top of, the other stuff with the dumb dress.
They trotted the kids out when Rebecca Luz came forward with her affair as David Beckham's assistant when he was on
They used the
Team
kids
Spain.
when they needed to.
Yeah, that's how Brooklyn felt.
Yeah, that's how he felt. And you can't, and he's young. And I think we both said at the end of it, like, these are private conversations. And I just feel bad. I actually feel bad for all of them. Because you never want this going on with your parents.
But the Beckhams played the dirty game like the Royals did, and they thought if they could keep leaking and smearing stories that would solve anything. And the calls were coming from inside the Beckham house to the Daily Mail and stuff. So they were microaggressing their son in lots of different ways.
Speaking of microaggressing, have you heard of the rage of micro, what is it called? Micro-using mushrooms? What is it called? Microdosing?
Oh, microdosing.
But people are buying them in chocolate bars and things.
Oh, Julia, I had one in a chocolate bar last year at the Blues Fest. Came from Michigan.
I tried when it didn't work.
Oh my gosh. I did not like it. I'm not a fan of even mild hallucination.
Yeah, that's basically what we were talking about this past weekend. Everyone said, no bueno.
Someone else, you took a smaller bite and they liked it for kind of having a little back pain and also just being tired from 3 days of blues festing. They liked it. So, but they took a teeny little amount,
you
and
just
I'm
said
not capable of that.
No, you said give me half and then give me the other half.
Right.
Of the chocolate bar. You know, the Grammys are coming up this weekend and you were so excited about it. I feel like the Grammys got good again after a couple tough years. But so who's hosting this year? Do we even know?
I love the Grammys because I love the performances. It's Trevor Noah again.
Okay.
And Harry Styles will be presenting, and that is going to send people out of their minds because Harry just announced a tour. It's like a Madison Square Garden, maybe 30 dates over 2 months, and then it's all international. But he's got really fun, different opening acts in all the different cities that they're doing at. And again, the Grammys will be at the Crypto Arena downtown LA. And the record of the year is Bad Bunny, Billie Eilish. And now record of the year is just, a song.
Yes.
Doechii, Chappell Roan, Kendrick Lamar, Lady Gaga for Abracadabra, Rose and
there's so many options.
Rose and Bruno Mars, APT, and then Sabrina Carpenter. I think Lady Gaga for Abracadabra is going to win this one, or maybe the Bruno Mars song.
I love Bruno Mars. And that stadium, you told me a couple weeks ago about Bruno Mars doing his first ever stadium tour.
Yes.
That sold out. I think he had to add like 12 dates, and it's going to be at the U.S. Bank Stadium. So my little sis, Kath, calls me last week, and she goes, "You're never going to believe this." And I said, "What?" And she goes, "We're coming to Minnesota." And I'm like, "Great. When are you coming?" I think it's May 14th, and I'm still going to be on the Scandinavian trip. And I said, "Well, great. I'm not going to be here." And she goes, "Mayor just surprised me. Her daughter surprised her and bought her tickets." And I said, at U.S. Bank, and I said, "Where are they?"
Oh, no.
So she's like, we're just talking, and she, her daughter just wanted to, it was such a cute thing. And I said, "So she bought you the tickets and you pay for the plane fare to come here?"
Right.
And we just kind of laughed, and she goes, "Right." And so, but people you and I fortunately got to see him. We've seen him like twice at the X and once in Vegas in the fifth row.
Once in Vegas.
And he is such a phenomenal entertainer that one's worth it to me. You know what I mean?
I think so. And I think he will have the right soundproofing that's needed at US Bank.
Yeah. I figured, haven't they gotten better at that over the years?
Only if the artist brings all the
accoutrements,
muffling, the drapes. There's a lot, you have to have money, but I have all he's doing is stadium, so I think he's going to have his sound very figured out, and the acoustics, and it's well known enough now about US Bank that they need to have, and an artist that doesn't have money or is just middle of the road, they're not going to have great sound. So it needs to be somebody really great to spend your money to go there, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. I agree.
And I think album of the year.
Oh, we're back to the Grammys. Lori, you want to get back to this. Okay.
I do. Well, I think Lady Gaga for Mayhem. That album, every single song was good. She's up against Tyler, the Creator, Sabrina Carpenter, Kendrick Lamar, Justin Bieber, and Bad Bunny. So
what's funny?
Lady Gaga
is okay. So here. All right. So you're picking a double whammy for Lady Gaga.
I am.
You are. Okay. So the performers that you're going to see are Sabrina Carpenter, Clips and Pharrell Williams, and there's 8 new artist nominees that I guess are all going to perform. Addison Rae, Alex Warren, Ketsy, Leon Thomas, Lola Young, Olivia Dean Somber and the Marias. Wow.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I don't even. So, what I always like about the Grammys is the pairings, the unusual pairings.
Yes.
And I will always go back to Prince with Beyonce that one year that we almost died. That we just almost died. So, that's a fun one because it's all about performances, the Grammys. So,
yes.
It should be fun.
I'll be watching.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I'll watch too.
Love
that's a fun one to watch. But let's take a minute to let's thank Twin Cities Closets. And like I said earlier in the week, I was so delighted because I had one of their designers, Liz, come out to my house to kind of assess my situation, tell her about my needs, and then listen. Gosh, did she listen? And, just needs to understand what I'm looking for before they even suggest anything. And so she had some options for me. We kind of went over some things, and she's going back to Twin City Closets to come up with a 3D plan for me so I can really understand what she's thinking of and ways that they can help me have my attainable luxury. No budget is too small or too large, really, to have a consultation because it's no pressure. It really, even if you're dreaming, call them because your dream can just start. And I just love Twin City Closets, locally owned, supporting our community in Minnesota for big time. Everything's made and manufactured here. We absolutely love working with them and hope you give them a buzz and tell them Lori and Julia sent you. Okay.
I got to get a take on somebody we quit talking about probably 4 years ago because we just honestly could not get over how it just made us feel so awful. And so I just want to get your take on Kanye West earlier this week took out a full page ad in the Wall Street Journal and he apologized.
The Wall Street Journal?
He apologized about his anti-Semitic remarks, his pro-Hitler, his Nazi things that he was wearing. People then started accusing him of he was doing this as damage control over his album release, but he said in the ad that he's remorseful. And it's been so heavy on his heart and weighing his spirit. And in the ad, I owe a huge apology once again for everything I said that hurt the Jewish and Black communities in particular. All of it went too far. I look at the wreckage of my episode and I realize that isn't who I am as a public figure. So many people follow and listen to my every word. And he then went on to say that, and it was really like an open letter more than an ad, and it was titled "To Those I've Hurt," and it was a full page. He said, "I regret and am deeply mortified by my actions." He said that his bipolar disorder caused his erratic behavior, and he said he thanked people that helped him. He recalled the well-documented 2002 car accident that broke my jaw, and he also got a traumatic brain injury. And he said that went unnoticed until 2023. That medical oversight caused serious damage to my mental health and led to my bipolar type 1 diagnosis. He detailed his experience, and he said he couldn't grasp, I thought everyone was overreacting. You feel like you're seeing the world more clearly when in reality, you're losing your grip on your mind entirely. And I mean, he got dropped by Adidas. And I mean,
he got dropped by the world, Lori, because it was so foul. He was so foul and outrageous and over the top. He really was.
And then he wrote, I lost touch with reality. Things got worse the longer I ignored it. And I said and did things I deeply regret. Some of the people I loved the most, I treated the worst. You endured fear, confusion, humiliation, and the exhaustion of trying to love someone who was unrecognizable, I became detached.
Well, Lori, I keep reading it. And so he talks about, he also was undiagnosed for autistic. And he said, I have bipolar. And then he quit taking his medicine and went into this huge manic thing. And basically, I just think he lost touch with all reality. And but it wasn't short term. It was quite long term. And like you said, at one moment, he had this moment of clarity. And he's like, well, why can't all these other people get what's going on here? I see it. And then to push it and to push it and to push it. And you notice Kim Kardashian was never allowing, she started not letting the kids be around him. He started having all these fights with her. I mean, they have 4 children together, whom I know he loves very much. And just, his life was destroyed, and we didn't even say his name. So this is the first time we've even talked about him. I can't say a reason why not to believe him. I think a public apology is embarrassing for him, but he also necessary because of the depth and the language he used was so foul.
It was
just foul.
He also wrote, in my mania, I lost complete sight of the fact that my words have global impact and influence. I'm now following a regimen of medication, therapy, exercise, and clean living, and I'm pouring my energy into musical or positive, meaningful art. I'm not asking for sympathy. I just aspire to earn your forgiveness. I write today simply to ask for your patience and understanding as I find my way home. So
what's been the feedback? I respect that. I mean, first of all, everybody gets to redeem themselves in some way or another, or an opportunity, a chance, or even if people don't accept it. This probably for him was very freeing.
Well, I hope he walks the talk and improves his life. And I think that where people were upset is that he published it this week and the album drops today, Friday, January 30th. So he's getting pushback. I'm not going to buy the
album or listen because I've taken, we took a hiatus from him from years. And I think over time, we'll just see what his actions prove. But I hear that.
And untreated mental illness does make you say and do inappropriate things. And I'm glad he's under care. And so, I'm really hoping the best for him. And because he did, his family, he lost seeing his kids. I'm sure his children were ashamed. He was Mr. Swastika everywhere. And
remember, he'd cover everything up from head to toe like he was better than us and trying to make all these statements. It was
uncomfortable.
And if we know that this was all mental illness, I mean, you look back at it and you would be deeply ashamed, but also hopefully people who are close to him. And it sounds like Kim Kardashian spent the holidays with him for the first time in quite a few years because she just couldn't stand him and then they would have fights over their daughter who I might add, I think is aging too quickly, but I suppose that's what happens in Hollywood. What's her name? North.
Right.
She looks like a grown-up to me and she's allowed to do a lot of things, but I'm not her parents. I just judge.
That's right.
I just judge from the outside, but that's still wrong. But she puts herself out there to be judged. They do.
All right. Let's switch and talk.
But let's talk about our sponsors first before we do that.
Oh, you're always getting Lori, in the middle of a good thought.
Well, we're not doing this unless they sponsor us.
All right,
that's the way this works. That's the way this works.
Aye, boss.
I know it. So, Hair Restoration Institute of Minnesota is where, boy, hair is a personal thing to so many people. And if you're noticing that your husband, your partner, your lover, your children, whoever it is losing their hair, there are so many options you can do. And it all starts with a free consultation. Go to hrimn.com and right there it says free consultation. You can have it in person. You can do it via Zoom. But there's stuff you can do. And I know personally, because my hair is growing back so crazy, so wild that it sticks up in different areas because I have so much regrowth all over my head from a procedure I did with HRI in the fall. And I encourage you all to, if this is something that is on your mind that bothers you, there's simpler solutions, and there's, hair transplants, which women should consider because men have been doing it forever. Why can't we? Great options, great staff there, and experience. So visit HRIMN today to get more information. Lorene, you've got on your eyeglasses number 2 today.
I do. I'm wearing the other pair of Envision
They're gorgeous.
Glasses that people voted on.
On our Instagram page, Lori and Julia.
Yeah, these are Leisure Society, and they had so many beautiful frames, but because I had been wearing just kind of a gold-rimmed aviator, they were great, but I just felt like I wanted pops of color.
More protection around your eye.
I just wanted more fashion in my eye.
Yep, and you've always been that way.
Tortoiseshell and glass. And the other thing that I really like is I like the lines that they carry because they have so many great lines that are made out of really light titanium.
That's my number one thing.
I want a lighter glass on my, and I do prescription sunglasses and regular glasses. I want to have both. And you can, of course, get your eyes examined at Envision. They will help you if you know what you like, but they are just so expert, and you can always see so well because they're working with a small custom lab. And Anthony has great taste in selecting eyeglass designers that are really stand up to the product. And then the staff, they're whisperers.
Were there glasses that you picked out that they said, no, we can do better? We can do better. I can find something else.
They picked out every glass I tried on. I always try for a little bit bigger eyeglass.
Same.
And then they're like, no, we've got other ideas. So thank you, Envision.
Lori, they're gorgeous. I really like these. You got two new rocking ones, and Envision is in the North Loop. It is in the Galleria, St. Paul, Grand, and Victoria, and Minnetonka. Make sure you say Lori and Julia sent you because good things happen. All right.
That's right.
What did you want to tell me about?
Oh, I wanted to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay,
so I know a lot of people don't watch it who listen to us, but there are a couple themes that I do want to hit on, Lori. The female narrator. So they did something different this past episode where the show starts and we're watching all these housewives run around, and there's a female. Now we're seeing Kyle Richards leave her car and go out to her parking lot to drive away. And she's got 5 of the highest end black cars in uniform shiny black. And then she says, oh, she brought out the wrong key. Now we're seeing the women get into the limousine to drive across town. Oh, now we're seeing the women order non-alcoholic beverages. Now we're seeing, what was that? Was that their last week? I thought that was the most awful experience of my life.
Well, I guess I wasn't paying enough attention to that. Oh my gosh.
It was so different. It was so different. It was all narration. And I'm like, what?
What was bothering me was, well, first of all, I loved in this last week's episode, Rachel Zoe shopping at a vintage shop in LA was just absolutely
I have to admit.
The girls just got back from Sedona. I do not like this new housewife, Amanda, who's known as the money queen, who wrote a book called Rich as Bleep.
She manifested it, Lori.
Yeah, I don't understand. Amanda, but I love Rachel Zoe. Sutton is having a little fight with Jennifer Tilly, and I don't like that because those two have been buddies for a long time.
I feel like
they had a tarot card reader at a party at Rachel Zoe's house, and then the Bravo producers, who work as hard as the devil, and Kris Jenner did a flashback to Alison Dubois at the famous dinner party like 15 years ago when she was vaping a cigarette and told Kyle that she was with a man who would never emotionally satisfy her. They showed that clip from that dinner party when Alison was remember she went around and gave everyone.
But she didn't. Reading? Yes, she was great. because it's been on so long, they do have all these clips that they can fall back to. I do love Rachel, though. I think that show needed her so bad. But this new woman, Amanda,
I don't like her.
She's nouveau riche and all about labels.
Which is fine.
Which is totally great. Good for you. But it's all about labels. Do you remember I can't wear an exterior label. It bothers me. It's never my thing. And she just screams, label, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Yeah, she's a one-upper. So I don't know. She might only be a one-and-done housewife. I feel like because she's not hitting it.
No, but she does have a story to tell. And she, some tragic things have happened in her life. But the other woman, she's out of, maybe they're trying to just get someone younger or something. But she did.
I have no idea, but Dorit getting an offer for a book absolutely cracked me up because I'm like, okay, Dorit, you write that book, you get that out there. I don't know, you be ready to sell like maybe 4,000 copies.
So there's 5 or 6 women on this show, and
6.
And the thing that always gets me is, and they must have to do this for the show, Lori, is to tell something behind someone's back. They must have to do that for the show.
Well, that's what they do in the confessionals. They ask that stuff.
But even you saw Kyle Richards talking to Sutton about Dorit. And then it gets back to Dorit. Sutton tells Dorit that Kyle told her.
Julia, this is the whole premise of the Housewives.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. It's all about, I would just think there would be a different, I don't know.
No, don't try and play with the formula that's working, Missy.
Well, let's talk about the one that isn't working.
Well, I don't know which one isn't working. Real Housewives of
Salt Lake's reunion. They just scream.
I've loved it.
Oh, see, I can't. You can't hear a word though, Lori.
It's been so good.
Have you really liked that?
Their true colors. I'm so happy that Lisa Barlow has cankles. She's got fat legs, and I couldn't be more happy. And I want to cut her hair. She bugs me, and Meredith and my husband. But
Meredith has been dreadful this year. She must have been. So there's this big scandal of what she said on a Delta flight back from an island they went to for 36 hours. She must have been wasted on that flight.
Yeah. And you're not allowed really technically to film on a plane.
And that's because everyone's like, why didn't someone use their phone and tape her or something? And people are like, no.
FAA rules don't allow people to film like a show on a moving aircraft. Yes, of course, you could take off your phone and film something if something happened on a plane, but they're not going to let a crew of people come on. You got to fly private to do that.
So the thing was, all year long, there was this flight. One of the characters was wasted and doesn't believe the 4 other sober women that watched it are telling her the truth about her behavior. And it's just... It's boring. It's gone on too long. And I don't like Heather being pissed off.
Oh, I don't mind it.
She should have done.
She gave us receipts, proof, timeline. I mean, come on.
I kind of, Lori, I'm a Pollyanna at heart.
Well, Nene Leakes is coming back. Remember the last time we heard she'd sued and settled with Bravo. She's going to hold a peach coming back to Atlanta.
She sued the creator, Andy Cohen.
And Bravo.
Yeah.
And Bravo, but she's coming back. And there's a Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip that's being filmed right now. And they've already filmed what they're doing. Here's who's on it. It's Luann, Portia Williams from Atlanta, Lisa Barlow from Salt Lake, Vicki Gunvalson from OC, Teresa Giudice, Kyle Richards from Beverly Hills, and Giselle from Potomac. And what they're doing...
I love the cast. I love the cast.
The cast is great. The last Ultimate Girls Trip we never saw because it was something with Brandi Glanville and there were lawsuits.
That's right.
Caroline Manzo. We never saw this one. And so they're going... They've already filmed. They had a little excursion in OC. Then they went up to Beverly Hills and had a couple days doing that. Then they went to Atlanta. And then there were ice storms in Atlanta. I heard Andy Cohen talking about this. And they had to rent RVs and drive to Miami. This is a long drive, Atlanta to Miami. It's, I don't know, 8 hours.
I even
But
think
they
longer
filmed
than
it
that.
in that, and now they're filming in Miami, and then they're going up to New York and New Jersey. And we won't see this until next fall, but I do love the cast of people that are in it, and there's bound to be trouble.
Oh, bound. I'd be
Bound to
curious
be
how
trouble.
Lisa Barlow and Teresa Giudice get along. That one feels...
They're not.
No, that feels like a good, great combo of upset women to me.
Doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. And then the sneak peeks that we're getting right now, and it doesn't come out until February 16th, but I know I will be watching it because I was a loyal watcher of this show until the last 4 years. And the show was on from 2003, so a year after we started the radio, until 2018. And the show was America's Next Top Model.
Oh, you did watch that with Tyra Banks.
Tyra Banks, Jay Manuel, the beautiful photographer, Nigel Barker. What's the black guy's name who was so funny? I can't think of his name right now. I'm so mad because he had the best lines. But it sounds like everyone, Tyra's participating, Nigel, Jay Manuel. I mean, contestants, like they said, it was so toxic and bad at the end. But Tyra's participating. And one clip I saw, she was like, I know I went too far. And Jay Manuel in another clip, there wasn't anything Tyra wouldn't do to make sure all eyes were on our show. And I believe Nigel Barker left the show at some point, didn't want to be involved. And
it had Jay Alexander, Tyson. Is that who it is? Jay Alexander that you're trying to think of? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lori. I never watched it. You always talked about it.
I loved it. It was just, it was in that sweet spot where now you look back at some of the episodes and you go, my gosh, the mean.
Tyra, so mean. Well, first of all, Tyra Banks, she was mean.
Yeah.
She was mean.
That's why I think you didn't like it.
Well, she threw an iron at someone in a hotel in New York City, if you remember. Yes, Russell Crowe and her were mean at the same time, way back when.
Yes.
Way back when. Okay, what about Nicole Kidman playing Scarpetta, or, the forensic...
Okay, Kay Scarpetta.
Oh, yeah. What were the name of those books?
Kay Scarpetta, and the books are by Patricia Cornwall.
Yes.
She sold 120 million copies of her book, and Kay Scarpetta is the medical examiner.
That's right.
Played by Nicole Kidman. Jamie Lee Curtis is her sister, and I used to read.
I love these books. We loved them.
Yeah, and we could go back and read them.
Right, and they were like in order post. They came out in 89 to 94, so it was postmortem, body of evidence, all that remains, cruel and unusual, and the body farm. And this was the first. It was forensic. It was the first time.
Examiner.
Yeah, it was the first time. Yeah, she was. It was the first time we saw a female in that role, and it was really the first time we kind of dug into bodies like that I remember in a book. I mean, you probably did before, but it was fascinating. So, Nicole Kidman, what do you think of that casting?
I love the casting. Nicole is going to be able to wear a wild array of terrible wigs, which I cannot wait for. And because the show is going to timeline jump, it's going to start with her origin story and then flash back and forth. But, how the series... she goes back to her small town to be a chief medical examiner. So she leaves this town, goes and, has all these crime things that happen that she's involved with solving. But the present day will be Kay Scarpetta back in her hometown as the chief medical examiner. And her sister is played, and Jamie Lee Curtis does Krabby very well, and she's going to play her crabby sister.
Yeah. Oh, I think that'll be a fun one.
Those starts on March 11th on Prime. We will, of course, remind you as we get into our March pods and give you the alert of when that'll be dropping. But I'm excited, and the first look stuff looks great. And like I said, we're going to see a lot of amazing wigs from Nicole Kidman.
Oh, gosh, you're funny. You're so funny. So Clark, the basketball player, Caitlin Clark, she got hired by NBC to do commentary for basketball night.
For the Olympics?
Yeah, I know basketball, that's summer, but for just an NBA kind of night kind of thing. And she's so great. And speaking of the Olympics, I mean, we've got Lindsey Vonn out there fighting again. I love the commercials for the Olympics. I'm getting so excited. We're going to have, I just can't wait. And it's in Milan, Italy. And because I'm still watching The Traitors, which is like a survivor show in a castle, basically. And Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir are so fantastic. I can't wait to see their costumes, especially Johnny's. He is something. He was he was so fun. Okay, so Laureen.
Well, getting just back to the Olympics, because we had so much fun. I did Instagram where I played the French pole vaulter for the Summer Olympics in 2024. Remember the French pole vaulter who had the huge package, and he missed the bar because his junk was knocked the pole down, I recreated that. Okay, we've got another scandal, and this is before the Olympics has happened, and it involves an illegal suit alteration on 2 Norwegian jumpers. They added a bulge.
Ski jumper?
Ski jumpers, Norwegian. They added a big, huge bulge in the crotch area because if you have a huge nut cup package,
you get more attention.
No, you increase your surface area and you glide better. You get better lift.
Oh, that's totally going to be taken out.
Well,
that's like
they're
when
banned for 18 months for manipulating their suits to gain an unfair advantage.
Why they wouldn't have that approved ahead of time? Like Michael, the swimmer.
It's against the rules.
Right. What were they thinking? They wouldn't get caught?
Yes, they put in extra stiffened material and it was sewn into the crotch area of the ski jumping suits so they'd get better glide and lift. And the alterations were detected during post-competition seam examinations rather than pre-jump, leading to the bans for the 3 Norwegian coaches. And defending Large Hill gold medalist Marius Lindvig lost a world champion silver medal, and he and another guy had 3-month suspensions. So they're not going to be able to compete.
Wow.
They have a new coach, and now they're going to do precise 3D scanning, which will measure every ski jumper's genital area to determine
if they've added
exact
surface area
is being enforced.
Okay, that's
so another bulge scandal, another crotch-enlarging scandal has hit the Olympics.
Lori, that's hysterical. But think of it, now they can't even be in it.
No.
I mean, you trained for this forever. That just seems stupid on their part. How would that not get noticed?
Oh, these athletes are going to compete.
Oh, okay. We read the rest of the story.
Yeah, they pled ignorance. The coaches are out. The 2 skiers said they had no idea about the crotch enlarging plot, and they served their 3-month sentence, and they were allowed to take it this fall. So they will compete in the Olympics next month. And yeah, it's kind of like a bigger sail will make a boat move more quickly.
Oh, Lori, that's really funny. But I understand because I remember the scandal with Michael the Jaw swimmer, with his fin suit or something. People in the hat, the helmet of Lance Armstrong. I mean, there's all of these things that come out to be aerodynamically better and faster. I love it that
don't manipulate your crotch area. It's not about the size of the suit, people. It's about the motion of the jump.
Well, look at the time. Listen, honey, this was a fun show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to tell other people about it and support our sponsors.
Have we done all of our thanking our sponsors?
Yes, we have, Lorene. And I want to thank you for pushing the right buttons so we could connect today. We are not sitting across from each other. We're testing. We're getting ready for the winter months. And with that, we will say au revoir. Everyone have a great day.